39-year-old Cheshire Police Constable PC Claire Ford has resigned from the force after admitting and being found guilty of 3 offences against the Computer Misuse Act 1990 and disclosing personal data without consent at Chester Crown Court. Ford unlawfully accessed police computer systems to find information about suspects involved in the breaking of James Ashbrook's home, a plant hire company boss, and then gave that information to Ashbrook. She also offered to help Ashbrook when he said he was going to strangle the person who stole his Land Rover. Ford was arrested in November 2021 after an investigation found that shortly after the burglary in December 2018, she copied and pasted information from the incident log and cross-referenced it with other information held on the police's systems. She also looked up relatives of the suspect of the burglary. During the ensuing investigation, police found messages between Ford and Ashbrook where Ashbrook requested information and asking Ford to turn a blind eye to any offences that he may commit. One exchange of messages said, "Totally forgot about names. I'll sort to Moz, sorry." To which Ashbrook asked her not to tell anyone what he might be doing next, adding, "On way to strangle him. Do you know of him or any associates or addresses they might use? Please. Thank you." Ashbrook was arrested on suspicion of making threats to kill, although I've been unable to find out the outcome of that particular charge. Prosecutor Oliver King said the investigation began in 2021 after Ashbrook was arrested by Staffordshire Police on suspicion of making threats to kill and other matters. He told the court, whilst investigating criminal offences against Ashbrook, officers discovered a WhatsApp chat log on his mobile phone which contained a conversation between him and the defendant about a burglary that had occurred at his home address in Cheshire. In that conversation, Ashbrook asked the defendant if she knew someone called Nighty in Congleton. She replied that she did not recognise the name. Ashbrook later commented, "He will talk." As a result of this, a decision was taken to conduct an audit of the defendant's use of police data systems around the time of Ashbrook's burglary. There was also another WhatsApp conversation between Ashbrook and his wife, in which his wife asked him to ask Fordy to get us silver Fiesta reg and names or addresses ASAP. 4 days later, she again accessed the inquiry log for the burglary, which contained updates on the investigation and suspects, and further messages between her and Ashbrook were discovered, which were of a more sinister nature. It appeared that Ashbrook was planning a criminal offence and he requested information on individuals he was targeting, as well as asking the defendant to turn a blind eye to any offence that he may commit. When Ashbrook named a suspect and gave his address, saying he was on his way to strangle him, Ford replied, "Never heard of him. I'm just busy in a meeting with professional standards. Can't run him through at the mo. We'll do in an hour-ish." During a police interview, she acknowledged her friendship with Ashbrook, but denied accessing and passing on confidential information to him. She said she remembered an occasion where his business premises had been burgled, and she advised him to report it. Hunter Gray, defending Ford, said she is devastated that she has lost her job of 11 years, a job that she loved. She is truly ashamed to be in this court when, for her career, she has served the public to catch criminals and help victims. But these are isolated incidents against the background of someone who performed her duty ordinarily to the highest possible standards. And we hear that an awful lot, don't we? Mr. Ashbrook was the victim of a burglary at his premises and the defendant was in the control room when it was reported. She was aware of the business and had known Mr. Ashbrook since childhood and were close friends. Mr. Gray added, "She is fundamentally a very good person who has conducted the majority of her police career in assisting others." She received the Bravery Award in 2013, a national award that she received when she entered a burning building, it would seem with little regard for her own personal safety, to take 2 people out to safety, saving their lives. She was recognised nationally and attended Downing Street to receive her award. She is going to have that career tarnished now because of these offences, and that is probably the biggest punishment that she will have. No, it's fucking not. A loss of her job is a loss to the local community. She has been a good officer. Ford was, as I have said, found guilty of the offences, and she was sentenced to 8 months in prison. Suspended for 18 months. Ordered to complete 200 hours of unpaid work and 20 days of rehabilitation activity. Judge Stephen Everett told her, "I've heard a lot about your policing skills and that you will be a loss to the local community, but I do not agree with that. You betrayed the trust imposed on you as a police officer. You would have taken an oath to uphold the law, but not only did you not do that, but you did not over a period of time. You ignored the law, and there were always these consequences. I do not regard you as a good police officer. I regard you as someone who has betrayed your colleagues. Some would say that you were very fortunate not to be charged with misconduct in office. I have to tell you that would have made a huge difference to the way I am going to deal with you today." Okay, so she betrayed the trust of her colleagues. No mention about betraying the trust of the public there, by the way. She ignored the law, not on a singular occasion, but over a sustained period of time. Judge Everett doesn't consider her to be a good police officer, but yet rather than teaching her a lesson and finding her guilty of misconduct, which she clearly was, he gave her the lesser offences and allowed her to walk out of court. Nice one, Judge. No wonder so many police are committing crimes these days. There's simply no deterrent.